was in my early 20s, I traveled on the road with a band, and I needed the most versatile Apple product that I could find. Now imagine being in a van with 4 other guys and how crazy it was. Everybody has music gear, everybody has luggage that they need, and so you can't overpack anything. And so when I was looking for a product, I found the most versatile Apple product that I could possibly find. And the product I'm talking about is the iPad mini. Now when I was in that band, the iPad mini 6 was not out, but this is the iPad mini 6. I think it's the most incredible Apple product. Here's why. So I think what's interesting about the iPad mini is that some people absolutely hate it. They call it just a really big iPhone, and they don't get why people are so in love with this device. And I think the biggest thing is because it can encompass so many different workflows. Like for me, the way that I use it to read on. I'm literally read all my books on the iPad mini. I use it for chord charts because I'm a worship pastor in my normal day job. And I also use it to take notes in all my meetings. And so having one device to do all of that, obviously my phone, I guess, could do those kind of things, but having an iPhone as a chord chart right in front of you is not enjoyable. I actually used to do it when I had an iPhone Max at one point, or the iPhone Plus, the big size iPhone. But having an iPad mini, it's like the perfect size to be up there on stage but not be too much in the way. So let's get into the actual design of the iPad mini and why, even after like a year and a half of use, this is still my favorite product. So the design of this iPad mini is great. Like it is small enough to actually fit in my back pocket, and sometimes when I play, I will put it in my back pocket and bring it up on stage with me. But the design is awesome. It's got the sharper edges, which I actually like compared to some of the old designs of the Mac Mini. It doesn't have a button. You do have to use the top as a fingerprint scanner, which I don't really love. I would have loved to have a different design there, but it is what it is. The screen size to me is perfect. I mean, when I'm holding it in my hands, I feel like I'm holding a book, and for me that's really important because I still like the feel of a real book, but I had the iPad Pro, the 12 inch, the big guy, and reading books on that was absolutely miserable. And so reading my Bible, reading the books on this thing, it's perfect size. The next is the display. The Liquid Retina display on this thing is awesome. It's not ProMotion, and so yes, there's a little bit of ghosting when you swipe, but here's the thing about any screen, when you're using it after a couple days, you get used to everything. And so I even like back in the day when people were complaining about the old MacBooks with the large bezels and all that kind of stuff, man, when you're staring at a screen, your brain has this amazing ability to erase stuff that if you're seeing it for the first time, yeah, it might be an issue, but like when you're swiping on this thing, I don't think back to when I had the 12-inch iPad Pro and had the ProMotion display. I just think, oh, there's a display. But most people, when they're buying this iPad mini, they're using it to consume media, whether it's Netflix or YouTube or anything like that. The display on this is so bright. It is so beautiful. The colors pop on it. I would highly recommend this. If you're just trying to find a device that you're like, hey, I want to take on road trips or I want to take on planes, this is a great device because it's small and compact, and yet it's bright enough and the colors pop. It's beautiful. So for the performance of this device, it's got the A15 Bionic chip. It does everything you need it to do. I've had the M1 iPad Pros, and that's just, there's no reason yet to have it. When you're gaming on this device, like I play a lot of Clash of Clans on this device, it works totally fine. Browsing videos, doing any kind of social media, it works just fine for all of that. I even use this in my creative company as a teleprompter, and it works awesome. I've never ran into an issue yet with the iPad mini 6 where I've been like, gosh, I really wish I had just a little bit more power. The next big thing we need to talk about on this is the cameras on the iPad mini 6. If you are buying an iPad mini 6 and using the camera, just get off my channel. Moving on, Apple Pencil. I love the Apple Pencil. If you've ever written on an iPad, the feeling of instant, there's no lag. It's just amazing. And you can put a paper-like film on this and it does feel a lot more like paper, but I've never minded it without a screen protector. I think it works great. In meetings, I use it. It does tap a little bit, but nowadays nobody really cares about that, especially because everybody's used to the click-clack of especially the old MacBook keyboards. So using this with the Apple Pencil, it's like the perfect size. It's not getting in the way. Yeah, it's not the size of a full piece of paper, but that's not that big of a deal. So what do I have to say about the iPad mini 6? For me, it's a perfect device. I use it every day. I don't notice it in my backpack. It's small enough and yet powerful enough to be used in everyday life. I can use it in every meeting. I use it to read every book. I read it in the morning to read my Bible. I use it to play on Sunday morning when I'm leading our church in worship. It's just a perfect device. And here's a little tip for you. If you're a reader and you want a nighttime read with an iPad, set it up so that you can triple click and you get this screen that asks about, here, I'll cover my face. You get this accessibility screen that asks about colored filters. Turn that on. Bro, reading at night with a red screen, Then nothing can beat that. So do I recommend this device? If you are looking for something that's small and compact, absolutely. I mean, essentially nothing bad to say about the iPad mini 6. I absolutely love this device, and I think you will too. So go ahead. I have a link down in the description below. It is an affiliate link, which doesn't cost you any extra money. It just helps me and the channel out. I mean, look, I'm not going to make much money from it, so if you don't want to use the link, no big deal. But it is there for you to use. If you are looking for an iPad mini, I highly recommend it, guys. Thanks for watching. YouTube's going to recommend another video. I'm going to go ahead and throw my MacBook Air review up in this corner. Guys, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next one.